So today marks 1 year since our friend Bradley Lowery sadly passed away and was taken from us. So I thought I'd just make a really quick sort of video, so just dedicated to him, because I probably wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't at least mention something. So I thought we'd just quickly revisit his sort of legacy and the reason why I personally loved that kid so much. So yeah, Bradley was simply an incredible human being for someone who was on this earth for such a short space, a criminally short space of time on this earth. he he achieved probably more than what any of us could ever achieve. He rose awareness for that horrible disease that did sadly eventually take him, and he rose awareness for that brilliantly. And the way in which he did it was simply inspirational. The way he fought against this cancer, how there's so many people who are 10, 15 times his age who, if they would have cancer or any kind of cancer, they could crumble, or just in anything in general, anything that comes against you that's hard and it's tough. It's easy to crumble, it's easy to back down, it's easy to quit, whereas that young lad had more fighting in him than I could ever wish that I'd ever have in me. He took it on with that amazing, infectious smile, which we all, come to love. And I can only speak so highly of his mum and dad for working so hard to give him the best life he could possibly wish for in the short amount of time he did have, and obviously Jermaine Defoe was an absolute credit. He is an absolute credit, and just a true sort of role model for kids. I mean, his relationship with Bradley, it was mad and had me tearing up several times, and it was just such a natural relationship. And more footballers should probably, or not just footballers, sportsmen, athletes, people with a big following like Jermaine Defoe, they should probably do that a little bit more, because Jermaine Defoe didn't have to do that. It wasn't forced on him for any reason. It was a genuine, beautiful relationship. But the reason that I feel as though I was attached to Bradley so much, and I know we all had our own sort of personal relationship with Bradley without even meeting him. I never met him, but everyone had their own sort of personal relationship with him, didn't they? I mean, I sort of fell in love with him really quickly because of how strong he was and what an amazing character he was anyway, as well as being a Sunderland fan, of course, which brought him to my attention in the first place. But I just kept an eye on his story every single day. I didn't shut up about him from the second I knew about him, and I think all my family, because I wouldn't stop talking about him, my girlfriend included, every day. If I was at work, I'd get a text saying, "How's Bradley doing?" And it's mad. It's just so mad how a little kid could have that effect on someone, and just one person's family, and I can only imagine what effect he had on other people's family. But away from the sort of generic side of it, of what he achieved, looking towards the football inside, that was probably one of the biggest things for me, for what Bradley did achieve. Because for so many years, football has become this sort of business, this sort of corporate, thing that's become so, superficial and almost fake. And what Bradley did, he brought fans from each end of the earth together, and it just felt like football was loved for football again, and that was all down to Bradley. If you see what I'm saying, he kind of made football what I wanted football to be, or what I want football to be, how everyone was getting together, and it just shows what community football does have when it's needed. When it's called upon, there are a huge amount of football fans out there that still love football for football, and Bradley was right at the centre of that, which is what did it for me, and that's why he was so important to me, personally, Bradley. But yeah, so I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. he was just Jesus Christ, he was just an amazing little boy, and we could all, learn a massive lesson from him. Because we're all guilty of, taking life for granted, and he lived every second as if it was his last, because it could have quite easily been. And that's the sort of imprint that it's left on me, and he's just an amazing kid. So, Bradley, you'll forever be in our hearts. You'll never ever be forgotten, and I'm sure that you're up there now looking down with that amazing, infectious, beautiful smile now. So, yeah, I hope you're doing well, Brad. Love you.